Welcome everyone. Today is July 31st, 2024, and I just got this one section ready. I just have to cover it with soil. So I want to show you my after of this one section. Now, it is hot and humid. I am sweating like crazy. It's horrible. So, and it's in my eyes. So, I'm gonna go take a break, get some water, and then I'm going to come back and cover it with manure. So this is my russet potatoes. I have more. I have enough to go all the way down, but I wanted to at least get some in. So I filled my little bucket up over there with the potatoes. Okay, so there was a big, huge weed that was poking the side of my skin. Anyways, yeah, I still have a lot of work to do over here. But you know what? The dragonflies, the bees, the pollinators are absolutely loving this. And you know what? I really don't feel like doing all of this right now, especially in the heat. It's not a top priority. So I'm just letting all the pollinators and the dragonflies enjoy it. I've been seeing dragonflies and lots of baby dragonflies. So they eat like 1,000 or more mosquitoes a day. And I can tell because guess what? I'm not being eaten alive. So I can come outside right now during the day without bug clothing on. And so far so good. I have gotten a few bites here and there, but I have not been able to come out like this without being in full bug mesh clothes and hats and stuff. So I think the last 2 weeks seeing all these dragonflies have made a massive difference, and I want to keep them happy. Anyways, so these here are my befores. Now I'm going to explain to you some things that I learned about potatoes from watching Hollis and Nancy. They have a great channel. I'll put the link in the description of my video. They have an awesome channel. I've learned so much good information, very good people. Highly recommend to go and check them out. Now, I personally let my potatoes sprout a bit differently than others. So often your potatoes will sprout these like whitish yellow sprouts. So when that happens, I peel them all off, and then when, it's getting close to the time to plant, like a couple months ago, I put them in my greenhouse, not in direct sun, but where it's in the shade, but they are getting a lot of sun, and I get these dark purple and dark green, beautiful sprouts, I guess you call them. And so I have some pretty good russet potatoes. I mean, I think they're doing well. Let's see. You see them all? So I think they're fairly good. Oh, I have to fix that one way over there. That one rolls, so I have to fix it. But anyways, I at least want to get one section in, and then I can work on that section another day. But my garden hose does not reach over here. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I really want to get these in because I want the rain to give them a good watering so I don't have to lug buckets. Now, what I learned about planting potatoes is that, so you want to leave a little bit of space from the ground, because I have this here, weed shield on the bottom. So I don't want, rodents and bugs tunneling under and coming up through my, and eating my garden. So it makes it harder when they got to go through this. So this is all on the bottom, and it comes up the side. Well, most of the side. Anyways, so from the bottom to the potato, there's about that much space of soil. So that's going to give a little bit of space for the potatoes to make roots. The potatoes are not going to make potatoes under them. That's going to be your roots. So I don't know how much space you're supposed to leave. I'm just thinking, how much space do I have? And I'm telling you, hand shoveling this manure has really been hard, and I have spine damage. I'm not supposed to be doing any of this. So I'm just doing, the best I can so I at least get something in. Now, you may be supposed to leave more space of soil between your potatoes and the ground. I don't know. This is just what I'm doing. But I do know that when you put your potatoes down, you're supposed to cover them with soil just a little bit. And then as you see all the leaves and the sprouts coming up, then you put a little more. And as you see the sprouts and all the leaves growing out of that, let it grow and then put more soil on top. And keep doing that because it's letting the potato know that it has to keep growing and it needs to see the sun. So you're gonna keep layering, like put your dirt, let it grow, put some soil, let it grow, and just keep doing that as tall as you can. So I can go all the way up to the side. And what's going to happen is your potatoes, they're going to grow out of all those leaves and stems. So you want to make sure you have a whole lot more soil space above the potato than below the potato. I know a lot of people will put their potatoes in and they'll cover it up with a little bit of soil and that's it. And, the potatoes are going to be very, limited on how much they can grow up. And so they may start spreading out left and right. They may go under the ground. But, it's apparently this is like the best way to grow your potatoes to get the best harvest. And it makes a whole lot of sense too. So this is why I'm doing it this way. And so they are fairly close to the ground, but they've got a lot of space for roots. And I'm going to give it a little bit of soil and then let it rain. And then when I start seeing all these sprouts growing up through the little bit of soil, so I'll probably maybe give it like maybe 3 inches of soil on top ish. When I start seeing them grow through that, then I will add more and I'll just keep doing that. And I know, yes, I know they should have been 2 months ago, but guess what? I didn't have manure 2 months ago, and my top priority is getting my tomatoes and pepper plants planted and my berry bushes. Potatoes, I could always buy it from the local farmer that doesn't spray and it's all organic. If I need to, I can always just buy them. So these were a bit down on the line, so I may not get the greatest harvest, but you know what? It is what it is. And if I at least get some, it's better than none, and I will be happy. So this here is my potatoes for now. Like I said, I have enough potatoes to go all the way to the end, but it's a lot of work. And let me show you. Okay. Well, the cloud just went above the sun, so it blocked the sun a little bit, but I am working under direct sun no matter what I do. So all my manure shoveling and all my rock picking out of the manure, everything is done in direct sun, and it is hot. So I'm just doing what I can. I'm trying not to overdo it. Whatever doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. So I just want to make sure everybody just tries to garden with some joy and some peace. So if you have a big list like me, but it's too much work to get it done and you're not feeling good, you're not happy, you're overworked, just don't do it. I understand things need to get done, but at the same time, our mental state is very important. So we need to try and find a way to have peace and joy with what we're doing, or it's not really worth it. Yeah, we'll get food in the end, but at what cost? And we should all be happy and we should all enjoy our garden. And I know it's a lot of work and that's not good. That's not happy. But I'm not happy shoveling manure in the heat. But, I just do a little here and there. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. At least I take time. I sit in my screen gazebo, swing on my swing a little bit, and that's how I relax. I have a little cool down, drink some water, and then I get back up and do a little more. And, I know there's a whole lot of stuff that is not going to get planted, a lot of stuff that's not going to get done. And you just have to be okay with it sometimes because you are more important than things. So try and find some joy and peace, and if things take longer than you expect them to, that's okay. Just make sure you take time for yourself, stay hydrated, lots of good pure water, and just relax sometimes and enjoy life if you can. Because, good gracious, life can be extremely overwhelming. I mean, I got to hand pull all of this. I'm not looking forward to it, but it is what it is. So I'm just taking my time, and I'm hoping that everyone will learn something and will also be a little bit more encouraged and motivated to at least do something, because this is almost August 1st. What is today? The end of July. Tomorrow's August 1st. Our potato is supposed to be planted July 31st in grow zone 4. No. But, well, I do the best I can, and I'm not going to stress over it. It is what it is. So, for all those people who have garden failures or late gardens or have to restart because the heat killed all their stuff, it's okay. Just do the best you can. Start from scratch. If you have to start planting seeds August 1st, well, go ahead and do it. You may not get the harvest that you want. You may only get a few things out of that plant, but at least you got something. So try and just don't feel bad if you have garden failures, because there's a whole lot of us that have garden failures, and probably worse than yours. So just, do the best you can, and I highly recommend to check out Hollis and Nancy, because they have amazing information on their channel, and I've learned a lot. And I also like to support channels that I think are really good people. There are channels with great information, but let me tell you, I just don't really like the kind of people they are, or what they support, or having a very scripted channel that looks like a TV production. It's just not for me. I like watching channels where you see people that look like real, actual people, and they're doing things by hand, and machinery, tractors and stuff, but they're actually doing the work. And those are the best people you want to learn from, because they're actually doing it. They're not paying people to plant their gardens. They're not paying people to harvest their stuff and loading everything with chemicals, and so it looks good on TV or on YouTube. So, I do try to support the channels that I think are good people and good influences, have great information, and are very relatable. So please check them out if you want to learn, or if you just want to watch for entertainment. Sometimes you may not learn something, but it's enjoyable to see people's success and to see what they're doing and how happy they are with what they've been able to accomplish. So make sure you check the description of this video and give them some support. Watch some of their videos. Make sure you like, share, and if you enjoy their channel, make sure to subscribe and also share their information with other people, so we can all learn and grow together, and we can share all our information and our successes and our failures and our partial failures that turn into a partial success. So that is all I have for part 2 of my potato section of my raised bed. And I will tell you, if you haven't already watched the video on why I built this thing and why it looks like this. So I live by the road, and I have extremely nosy neighbors and a lot of traffic. Even though I'm way out in the country, it's too much. I can't stand nosy people. So when cars drive by real slow and stare at you and want to see everything you have and what you're doing, I find it creepy. But I'm also on an extremely tight budget of next to nothing or nothing. And I had to build a privacy fence, but I also need raised beds. And I don't have the money to do both. I hardly have the money to do one. So I tried to figure out, how can I get privacy fencing off my porch and a raised bed? So I figured, well, I'll put the raised bed along the porch, and I'll put the back some lattice, and I can make a fenced in raised bed. But then after I did that, I started thinking, wait a minute, if I'm already going to do the length and I already have half the width, it's not going to take much wood to just put a little extra on the ends, and then the top parts are a little extra. So I could actually double my raised bed space just with a tiny bit of extra wood on the sides and the top part. So that's why it's 8 feet wide instead of 4. Yeah, it's a bit difficult, but I can put a piece of wood, like a 2x6 or something, a 2x8, all the way down the middle, and I can walk along that wood and I can harvest from both sides. So I'm just how to make it work. So that's why it is 8 feet wide instead of 4. But the lattice, I mean, that's just on hanging on with zip ties. I still have to put some braces in between the beams, and then I can attach the lattice to the braces along the top and then the sides and the bottom. It's a work in progress, but it's not top on my list. I at least got some privacy, and I can finally enjoy my porch for the first time. It's now 4 years since I moved here, and I have not been able to enjoy being outside at all. So I can finally do that. I get a little privacy, and I also get a little bug biting relief because it's bad out here. So thank you to the dragonflies because they've been helping me out. But so that's what this is. I'm just doing the best I can with what I have to work with. So I'm able to get some privacy and raise bed. But I have to hand weed that whole section, and I haven't decided what's going there. A part of me really wants to do corn. Like I said, 90% more of corn and corn products are GMO, and that's why I don't eat them. But I love corn, so I might grow some corn there. And then on the other end, I might do my carrots and onions. But I want to get as much carrots and onions as possible. So I don't know. I still have to plant green beans. I mean, this is really cutting it short. So I have to do my green beans. I think I'm going to do my bush beans in my 5-gallon buckets so that I can put them on a dolly before the frost date and move them into the greenhouse and hopefully extend the growing time to make up for the late growing time. So because they are all being planted, 2 months late, this will hopefully help extend their life, so it'll make up for the late planting. But oh my gosh, look at that, I have a flower. So I'm very pleased with my tomato plants. They're really hanging on. So anyways, that's all I have for this video. Just want to show you the potatoes, and I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back and cover them, and then the rain tomorrow will water them. So don't get discouraged if your yard looks like this, because you're not the only one. But you just focus on the most important things, and who cares about the neighbors? Who cares what it looks like? You just focus on your food, and as long as things are getting better each year, you're doing good. So this year, if it's too overwhelming and you have a lot of failures or whatever the case is, that's okay. Just look forward to next year. So do the best you can with this year, and then next year you can get maybe a head start. So you can make next year even better. But don't give up on this year. Look at this. I mean, they're not giving up. And good gracious, I'm shocked they're still alive. But they're doing well. And I'm going to show you something to give you some encouragement. So these are the ones that I bought at the store on clearance 2 months ago, in case mine didn't sprout, because I didn't know if my peppers were going to do well. But look at this. It lost all its leaves, and can you see it's just growing more? So these have been root bound severely. I planted a bunch. I still have more to plant, but look at this one. I mean, the poor thing lost its leaves, and can you see it's growing all these new fresh leaves? So I planted all mine I grew from seed. Everything's heirloom. And then I started planting the store-bought ones. So, they're hanging on. And once I get them planted, I mean, they're really, really growing fast. And they're turning dark green. They're absolutely gorgeous. So don't give up. Keep doing the best you can. And don't forget, check out Hollis and Nancy's channel. They are amazing. They have just excellent information, and it's so simple, easy to understand for regular people. It's not fancy terminology and all kinds of stuff. It's straightforward, to the point, from germination to harvest, and their videos are done so beautifully. I absolutely love it. So good job to them, and make sure you check them out. So I gotta go. My dog is screaming and crying because she thinks I left. I can hear her at the door. She thinks I left. And she cries and cries and cries if I'm not home. So I had to go let her out, get something to drink, and I will see you on the next video.